Salutations! I am a much richer bug than I once was, and I'm heading back down here into the Kingdom's Edge because there is one last warrior dream I have not yet shown off behind one of those barrier walls.
Just remember, not spend all that money in one place, and for the love of God, don't die.
Otherwise, I lose it all. Aha.
Oh, hello.
Markoth by Samuel Dixon.
You've come a long way to sit down here at the edge of the world. No, do not speak. I have heard thousands and thousands of empty words from the likes of you. Your pride, your desires, your desperation. You will take these things with you once I strike you down.
Well, shit. I mean, I don't even speak, so...
Raise your weapon, then, and die like those who came before you.
And I'm just like trying to be like, that's Mr. Logan the Mighty.
You jawless arrow Magnus.
We'll get around to that. We'll get around to that.
You think about it. Yeah, it's a medieval thing. All things considered, though, you actually look at this design. He doesn't look like he really has a job.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, but...
Ow, jeez!
Yeah, it's the last one. Should you really be surprised that he has like a tank?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be spamming my spells on him because I don't like this fight. There we go.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Well, that, yeah.
Again, spells break this game.
Yeah.
Never have I been defeated in September. I can see myself here, still sleeping. How long have I been hidden here?
Love was changing the minds of pretenders.
Here at the edge of the world, no one could find me. In Alabama, warriors, knights, kings, even time itself. They had no power over me. I was my own man, and I didn't need no woman.
I was the Senate.
The darkness come to consume me.
I mean,
Yeah,
you died, so I think time did find you.
And the Radiance kept you in
Yes, but it took it longer than it would have if I were not in hiding.
Yeah. So, with that said, that is the last warrior dream that I'm going to be fighting. There is still one other there's one other thing I can attack, but look, Corniver's home and
Yay!
Bapanada.
He finally came home to his wife.
May as well spend this money on something.
Yeah. How much else
These
can
are
we buy beyond what's her name's blessing? But it's not. But you don't even have all the badges to get it.
Yeah, so I'm not going to bother. All it does is it allows you to gradually restore your mana while that benches. And
Cornifer's home at last, but look at him. He's exhausted. He always does this. Furiously charts a place, then collapses once he's home. The lazy bastard. He'll be sleeping for some time, I imagine. So even with him home, I'm still lost for company. But I do love the bug, even his faults. Seeing his passion for maps, it's something of an inspiration. Corny keeps asking me to join him on his adventures, and I've always declined. Maybe next time I should accept the offer.
Definitely.
What happened to him?
Nope. Let's go after that last grub. And otherwise, and otherwise,
what hit you?
Crystal.
Those things shoot out. Those things shoot out pink crystals at me. The background isn't the best for trying to see pink crystals and pink backgrounds, but jump too quickly. Fine, let's heal. That's why I was kind of bummed that it seems like neither Cornifer nor Zelda is going to be the map people for Hornet's Tail. It looks like some other female bug is the new map purveyor in Silk Song.
Well, I don't see what's wrong with trying to give the game its own original cast. You know, trying to make it stand out from the previous.
And with that, all the grubs are here.
All of them are back.
And they're singing of your heroics.
And showering us with money.
And just in case I was short on money, here's more money.
Money, 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 money.
Money.
Oh, and other goodies. All of. I know. I was just showing off all the goodies.
Oop.
All the goodies.
Thank God. There's so many. And so much money.
There's so much money. My pockets are literally bursting.
It's been a while since I turned this in. And all there's... Oh, that's it. Okay.
Oh, that's it.
So I got...
Well, there's also
the
King's
Idol.
King's Idol
King's Idol.
The
Grubberfly's Elegy.
Which, if I equip that allows me to kind of have a Zelda-like thing where I shoot a projectile from my nail. Also, we go back...
only at full health?
Wait, where'd they all go?
Oh my God!
Oh!
What the fuck?
Delicious.
What the fuck, dude?
The time has come, the war is said to talk of many things.
So okay, so there are some theories about what this means. There are two theories. One is that
actually, it should be said real quick. Like, if you hear real quick, like the grubs are still like seeing in there, so whatever's going on here is not entirely malevolent.
That's so fucked up.
Okay, so there are two theories. One is that yes, he was an asshole who betrayed all the grubs and really just was out to get another meal from somewhere. The second idea is that whenever you do that and see him, the achievement you get is called Metamorphosis. So there's another theory that maybe that is like their kind of like cocoon, or like that's his way of trying to protect them all or something.
That's
I don't
okay.
know. It's all theories, and again, it's that Dark Souls kind of thing where like it's kind of up to interpretation. So
but he still fucking ate them after we tried to save them.
Yes.
And I'd rate them 80 grubs out of 100.
I'm trying to remember any other quotes I can remember from the Walrus and the Carpenter, because
That's basically what we went through. It's the devil damn Walrus and the Carpenter.
Yeah. Take your gift and continue collecting essence once you have 900. Yeah, I'm just going to be turning as much of these as I can. I'm very close. Very, very close. That's another map. That should be another mana shard. Only one left.
And then, like, I imagine because she's still reeling from that, Allie's suddenly realizing, you know what? This place is full of weirdos. Why are we saving them?
They're all fucked anyway.
The world, their world is doomed to fail. So why are we even bothering?
Right. Hold the dream nail tight, wielder, and imagine a great gate opening. Oh, so this is something that was added in one of the free updates. Is with this new spell that I get for collecting so many essence. Now I can basically. It's kind of like that little custom fast travel point in Breath of the Wild. This allows me to set a quick fast travel section somewhere in the map, and then later I can always warp back to it.
How convenient! Kind of wish we had that sooner.
Yeah, but I mean, I could have always come back here sooner with more essence, but I was trying to do other stuff. It was over 1,200 essence. Forever, so we ask those who survived to remember us. Give me something good. Great to hold and seal away forever. That is the only death that matters. Right. It's like Coco.
Now, how about them goods?
I take this relic and come back to me with 1,500. Okay, so we need 1,500 essence, and then we can get the ultimate ending.
Oh,
okay.
Jesus Christ.
We just get an arcane egg, which is one of the best things in the game to sell for a bunch of geo to that one relic collector.
So, how much... in essence, it's worthless.
How much essence do we have now?
I want to say about 1,300 or something. Like I know I can find another boss that'll give me a quick like couple hundred, and then we're solid.
Okay.
Now onto the main point of this video, which will give us plenty of time to talk. Is I'm about to go for probably one of the, in at least the casual game when you're not doing any of the DLC stuff, probably one of the hardest challenges in the game. And if I do it correctly, my reward will be hopefully the last mask shard for a full heal for all as many hearts as I can get in this game.
Oh.
So,
okay.
This is what the challenge is, and I'm sorry, Gui, you're going to work out in these videos with voice acting.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh boy.
And here's some. Get ready for some funny words.
Oh, in this world, this cruel, sinful world. Why does she wake? Why does she?
I think she's French.
She persist.
Yeah, the Grey Mourner.
Lemaire, you could not know of tragedy as complete as cheese. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. I think.
Now, middle of a dead knows long time and dead so far
Dead
away.
so far.
Buried.
Miona, I am
not?
amongst its hateful sin that did deny our union, but did reject
Words!
she's outsideness.
So,
I'll save you the trouble. Words.
Okay,
Milan, darling, Milan.
So to sum up what he or she is talking. So to sum up what he or she is.
You deliver. Okay.
Yeah. So to sum up what he or she is talking about, she was in love with the child of the traitor Mantis Lord.
Okay.
She was in love with the daughter/son. I don't know. It's hard to tell with these bug designs. The androgynous person was in love with the another androgynous person who happened to be the traitor Mantis Lord's child. Unfortunately, when it was found out, the traitor lord did not give a crap that it was the traitor lord's child and still had them put to death.
Well.
So thus we have the Grey Mourner here. I need to take this very delicate flower to the gravesite of the Traitor Lord's child. However, as he or she is going to explain in a second.
Yes.
Come on, don't be shy. If you get hurt once, or if you try to fast travel, or save or quit, or ride on the stags, the gift is destroyed.
Of course.
So basically, you gotta hoof it.
And not get hit once.
Makes sense.
Between here and the opposite side of the map.
And I assume this is pretty much the hardest part of the game for you.
It's the trickiest to take casually because it's something that you cannot rush this. So
yeah,
I'm going to.
no.
That's
You can't rush this. Thereby, we're rushing it right now.
I'm not rushing it. So I'm going to be taking my time whenever I'm rushing this because I know there are no enemies nearby. But whenever there are enemies nearby, I am going to be very careful, and that's why I'm not going.
Gets hit by an enemy.
Well, when I was okay. That's and also real quick, fun little thingy is if I go over here, we have one other bit of lore, and then we'll get back to talking.
Okay.
Is that I'm getting past these guys. I'm not even dealing with these guys.
Yeah,
so
no,
goodbye.
don't bother.
But
Even with all the spells you have on your caliber, they're still a pain in the dick.
Well, I was
And
about
I'm
to
not
say,
going
you're
to-
already well stocked as it is.
look,
Hey!
again we meet my short friend. Here at last, I feel at peace. And look, he accomplished his goal. This vast blue lake. This is what was creating all that rain in the City of Tears. The city was beneath this lake.
Wow.
I had a feeling they had to have been like beneath a body of water, and it was leaking water from below.
Well, now that makes me realize, noticing this body of water right now, and, it doesn't look too terribly deep. I'm honestly surprised that the rain's still going to this day.
Yeah. I had to. And if I ever come back here later, I'm pretty sure I showed off, but I can sit here with him.
Oh, it's cute.
Such a nice, peaceful moment. However, I remember it's Hollow Night, so I'm probably going to drown myself in this afterwards.
He doesn't drown himself, but
Oh,
I do
what?
believe No, and I do believe if I come back later, I think I showed off. I just was enjoying a nice little peaceful rest here.
You know what happens to a large chunk of these characters? Can you blame me for thinking that?
The most I know is that if I come back later, and I do show it off, I think if I come back later, it's you.
hi.
Don't worry, he's friendly.
Commonplace. It's action I want. Vicious and deadly battle. The serenities of war.
Yeah, I
Yes,
say.
Tisa. So peaceful. So, yeah, and if you follow him later, he'll be back in the Coliseum of Fools. And anyway, if you come back later, that other dude, you'll just find his sword embedded in the sand, like he must have left it and gone elsewhere. Anyway, besides that, I'm leaving all this unedited because it's about the journey, and again, this is a fairly tricky journey if you don't know the way or don't leave.
Yeah,
Let
no,
anything
no.
touch you, because again, if you take damage a single time, you gotta start this whole quest over. So
Yeah, no.
well,
Wouldn't it suck if you weren't allowed to dash either?
that would I would
very
hate that.
much suck.
So while I'm doing all this, I'm just gonna, I guess, open up a fun little topic as we head back to the Queen's Garden. So, in general, what do you guys think of this game so far? Or what do you guys think of the potential for a sequel with, other games in a series based around this?
Oh, I see huge potential for a series of games.
I like the world building is nice, and, the idea of there being other bug societies besides Hallow Nest.
Yeah, really. Because, when you really think about it, insects even in real life is kind of fascinating. Just knowing, how they interact with each other, because they have their own really deceptively complex societies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we have I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but I was thinking about this just now. We had a lot, I can't word. We had a number of anthills in our yard, and it made me think that they're actually part of a super colony that has spread across the whole country and parts of the world, and
Wow.
I think it's because of, not only were they shipped here from other parts of the world, so that they were kind of free from predators, so they've been allowed to spread as a big super colony, and they've actually been at war with other colonies for many years. For one reason or another, or like over resources or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really interesting stuff. I gotta show you guys a couple of videos from this channel called In a Nutshell, and they have a couple of videos talking about just kind of simplifying the complexities of ant society, and it just really shows you that there is a world that we're not aware of that is going through a lot of the same shit that we go through. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of I think Hollow Knight is sort of an example of that, in that insects share so much in common with us humans. It's insane.
I could definitely. I know with even bumblebees, like they have like these other they have these inane like techniques that they use to like, for of course guarding and supplying and like how everything gets manufactured. It's interesting. Sorry, go ahead, James.
They have different ways of communicating with each other too. Like the way they vibrate, like different. Like I could be wrong, but different vibrations that they send off and different pheromones mean different things. Like they have their own vocabulary, like we do. But yeah, anyway.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I was going on and on about that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's again. That's what this whole. Again, and we definitely need stuff to talk about because this is again kind of a long journey, and that's why I don't like. That's why I don't like this challenge, because like even right now, if I got hit, got started all over again.
Yeah, we're almost there, right?
Yeah, close. We gotta get through this garden, and then we'll be there.
Okay.
And again, they set up one hell of a room right at the end just to screw you up.
Yeah.
So hype. I mean, it's been kind of no surprise that this isn't like, it hasn't been like the biggest like thing for you to see. Is there anything that you think that you would feel that this game could do differently, or something more that? Jeez, no!
Oh.
So close.
God, I almost got tricked. I almost got
Barely
faked out.
tripping at like 100-yard long. 100-yard
Jeez. So yeah, is there anything that would probably make this more enjoyable for you, hype?
Well, I will say, first off, just from a pure gameplay standpoint, I will concede that it looks like a really well put together game. Like, at least in terms of a Metroidvania, like, the level design seems very, expansive, but not like overly expansive. Like, you have just enough room to really fiddle around and play with, but it doesn't feel like super, constrictive to your abilities. And I do appreciate the vast pool of abilities you have, and how, for the most part, they all seem fairly functional. Oh.
Is this
No,
it?
yeah, this is the last room, but again, I don't like this room. This is the last room, and then we've done it. Sorry, and then we'll get back to what you were talking about, hype, I promise.
Yeah, this seriously does look like a sucker punch.
There we go. The Traitor Lord's child's
Holy
final
shit.
resting place.
Hi there.
Thank you.
What a
Thank
pretty
you.
flower.
There he goes.
Yeah, anyway.
So now I can head back to where she was at and turn in to say, hey, we did it.
You did.
Words!
Me, Lemaire, you have done this thing? Is it possible? This world's cruelty, I thought it overwhelming, but Lemaire, such great compassion, that Chez love would know her partner's heart even eon past. I'm assuming
Sure.
I'm gonna go
Words.
for like a thick Scottish accent. Is it that Lemaire
Either
such grief can end? Oh, now, dear love, she too can end.
Oh,
And
so
with
she's
that-
Scottish.
She may finally rest at peace.
Oh.
She, I believe, was also... There we go, the last mask shard.
Woo.
There's
A
another
second
mask
one.
shard I must have forgotten, but I will get that other mask shard, I promise.
Okay.
Okay. But let it be known that is still required in order to beat the game. So I am going
Wait,
to now
this?
go... Well, no, not beat the game. Sorry, it's required to get that shard is required to get all 100% of the hearts.
Okay, so 100% completion basically.
Yes. Whoa.
Ooh.
He just blew himself up. Okay, so now I'm going to head out over here because I can finally make this jump. While I'm in this area, I'm going to grab one other charm that I must have forgotten about. And then, while we're in this area, we're getting very close to the end of the game now. I just need to take care of one or two other things. And then we'll be ready for endgame stuff.
Whew.
Let's take out this little gauntlet.
Kind of a little late to be starting a gauntlet with all the weaker grubs, isn't it?
Yeah, this will be very fast. Anyway, so back to you, Hype, as you were talking about with Hollow Knight.
Okay, so I have no complaints from a gameplay standpoint. It looks like a very well put together game. And I do like the visuals. Like, I do like a lot of the designs on these characters do look really nice and appealing. I guess the one thing that's kind of keeping me from really enjoying the... Oh.
Glowing
It's a charm.
room.
Oop.
Breed.
This I believe, this charm, I believe, gives me little, like,
Ouch.
chase your little friends to fight for me. Back to you, Hype.
I was about to say, I think the only thing that's somewhat dragging the game for me, and I'm gonna assume that's an idiot's opinion because it kind of contrasts with something Allie's talking about. I'm kind of having myself, in spite of how these characters look and how, overall interesting they seem from, like, a visual standpoint, I'm honestly having a hard time finding myself caring about a lot of these characters.
Well, I guess there isn't a lot of there doesn't seem to be a lot of dialogue and like them actually interacting. It's more so like they give exposition and like, oh, I'm doing this, but there's not too many interactions that really build them up beyond that, except for those encounters with like Hornet or Cloth. Or
Right.
Zoe
Honestly,
and
the
stuff
way
like
I think the best comparison I can think about it, and it's actually apt because it's a problem people have with the game. It's kind of the same problem that a lot of people have with Breath of the Wild, in that a lot of the interactions and lore you have is basically just retreading stuff that happened years ago. Although the only difference is that, like, at least with Breath of the Wild, I'm able to find, like, a couple of characters I can kind of attach myself to, whereas with Hollow Knight, I'm honestly... Not that I'm not trying, but I just can't really seem to, like, latch on to any one character in this game.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, there are some moments where I care about a character if something completely out of left field happens to them, like with Cloth.
Well, just like not even that. I'm talking about like any character in this game.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just using Cloth as an example.
That's fair.
But I get the understanding. Like, if there's not much investment into wanting to save the world, then why do you want to play the game to save the? I get where you're going.
Well, that's on top of the fact that apparently everyone in this devil damn world is kind of nuts to begin with.
But we're trying to prevent it from happening elsewhere. That's the idea. Is that this is like it's to explain the dire situation of why we want to stop it happening elsewhere.
Or at the very least, just to not spread it any further. Because so far, like, Zoe, the Fangirl, Cornifer, and all of them, and Sly, they're mostly unaffected right now. So we can at least stop it for their sakes.
Yeah.
Right, and we technically did save the Fangirl and Sly from being corrupted a little bit, like when their minds were starting to go. And there's the Nail Master. There's a lot to it, and I guess that's the idea, is that you want to preserve what is left. Yeah. With that said, we now have. The other reason why I'm coming over to this part of that map that we were in, as you previously saw in the footage, is because there's one last optional boss that I can go after. I'm not going to go after many other optional bosses. I'm only going to go for just enough to get to reach that that little tick mark, get enough essence to reach the ultimate ending, and then that'll be it. So between that and getting the second half of that charm that we needed from the king, we'll be nearing the end. So join us for the next part.
Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Get out!